Welcome, everyone, to today's episode. We're diving into something that affects all of us healthy lifestyle habits. Whether you're just starting out on your health journey or looking to refine your existing routine, we've got something for everyone.
Exactly, Jennifer. When we talk about a healthy lifestyle, we're not just referring to diet and exercise. It's a holistic approach that includes mental well-being, maintaining balance, and forming habits that support overall health.
That's right. And what's really interesting is that these habits don't need to be drastic changes. Small, consistent actions can lead to significant improvements over time.
Absolutely. Think of it like building a foundation. Each small habit is like a brick, and over time, you build something solid and sustainable. What's a small habit that made a big impact on your health, Jennifer?
One of the best things I did was starting my day with a glass of water. It sounds simple, but it's made a huge difference in how I feel throughout the day.
That's a great example. For me, it was incorporating a short walk into my daily routine. It clears my mind and helps me stay active, even on busy days.
Both are great starting points. Let's dive into more habits that can help anyone build a healthier lifestyle.
A balanced diet is fundamental to health, but it can be challenging to know where to start. Jennifer, how did you approach creating a balanced diet for yourself?
I began by focusing on variety. I made sure that my meals included a range of colors, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and proteins. It wasn't about strict rules, but rather about balance and diversity in what I ate.
That's a smart approach. I find that when people try to be too restrictive, it backfires. My strategy has been to focus on whole foods, things that are as close to their natural state as possible. It simplifies decision-making and keeps meals nutritious.
Exactly. And it's not about depriving yourself, but rather about making choices that fuel your body. I remember when I started paying attention to portion sizes. That alone made a big difference in how I felt after meals.
Portion control is key. It's easy to overeat when you're not paying attention. Do you have any tips for maintaining a balanced diet while on the go?
Definitely. Meal prepping has been a game changer for me. I spend a little time on the weekends preparing meals and snacks for the week. It saves time and helps me avoid unhealthy choices. What about you, Thomas?
I'm a big fan of carrying healthy snacks like nuts or fruit with me. It keeps me from reaching for junk food when I'm hungry between meals. And staying hydrated is another simple but often overlooked aspect of a balanced diet.
Physical activity is a cornerstone of a healthy lifestyle, but it doesn't have to be something you dread. What's your take on finding enjoyable ways to stay active, Thomas?
I think that's crucial. Exercise shouldn't feel like a chore. I've found activities that I genuinely enjoy, like running and cycling. When you enjoy what you're doing, it's easier to make it a regular part of your life. What about you, Jennifer?
I agree completely. I found that mixing things up keeps me engaged. For example, I do yoga a few times a week, but I also enjoy hiking and swimming when I can. It keeps exercise from becoming monotonous.
That's a great point. Variety not only keeps things interesting, but also works different muscle groups and improves overall fitness. I also believe that integrating movement into daily activities, like taking the stairs instead of the elevator, adds up over time.
Absolutely. And it's not just about physical benefits. Exercise is a powerful tool for mental health as well. I've noticed that when I stay active, I'm more focused and less stressed. Have you noticed a mental shift when you're consistent with your workouts?
Definitely. Exercise has become my go-to for stress relief. After a good run, I feel more energized and mentally clear. And it's not just the endorphins, it's also the sense of accomplishment that comes with it. How do you keep yourself motivated to stay active?
I like setting small, achievable goals. Whether it's trying a new yoga pose or increasing the distance I can hike, having something to work towards keeps me motivated. What about you?
I'm the same way. I also find that having a workout buddy or joining a group helps. The social aspect adds a layer of accountability and makes it more fun.
Mental health is just as important as physical health, if not more so. What are some of your go-to practices for maintaining mental well-being, Thomas?
Meditation has been a game changer for me. It's a simple practice, but it helps me stay grounded and present. I usually start my day with a short session, and it sets a positive tone for the rest of the day. How about you, Jennifer?
I'm a big fan of journaling. Writing down my thoughts helps me process what's going on in my life and clear my mind. It's especially helpful during stressful times.
Journaling is a great practice. It's amazing how putting thoughts on paper can help organize your mind. I also find that practicing gratitude focusing on the positives can shift my mindset, especially when things get tough.
That's a wonderful habit. I've also found that spending time in nature does wonders for my mental health. Whether it's a walk in the park or just sitting outside, it helps me feel more connected and at peace. Do you have any nature-related rituals?
Absolutely. I try to get outside as much as possible. There's something incredibly soothing about being in nature. I also find that unplugging from technology, even for just a few hours, helps me recharge mentally. What's your experience with digital detoxes?
They're essential. I make it a point to have at least one day a week where I disconnect from screens and focus on activities that don't involve technology. It's amazing how much more present and relaxed I feel afterward.
That's a great habit. It's easy to get caught up in the digital world, but taking a step back can do wonders for mental clarity and overall well-being.
Sleep is another critical component of a healthy lifestyle. It's often underestimated, but getting enough rest is vital for both physical and mental health. How do you prioritize sleep, Thomas?
I used to struggle with sleep, but I've made it a priority over the last few years. I've found that having a consistent bedtime routine helps signal to my body that it's time to wind down. What about you, Jennifer?
I'm the same way. A good night's sleep is non-negotiable for me. I make sure to create a relaxing environment, dim lights, a cool room, and a comfortable mattress. It's all about setting the stage for quality rest.
That's a solid approach. I've also started keeping a sleep journal where I track how I feel after different amounts of sleep. It's helped me identify the ideal amount of sleep I need to feel my best. How do you ensure you get enough sleep, even on busy days?
I prioritize it by setting a strict bedtime, even if I have work left to do. I've realized that sacrificing sleep leads to diminishing return time, less productive, and more prone to mistakes the next day. What about you?
I've learned that too. I also make sure to limit caffeine intake in the afternoon and avoid heavy meals close to bedtime. These small changes have made a big difference in the quality of my sleep.
It's all about creating a routine that works for you. Sleep is the body's time to repair and regenerate, so it's worth investing time and effort into making sure you're getting enough of it.
Staying hydrated is such a simple yet powerful way to support your health. How do you keep yourself hydrated throughout the day, Jennifer?
I keep a water bottle with me at all times. It's a small habit, but it ensures I'm drinking enough water. I also try to start my day with a big glass of water before anything else.
That's a great start. I've also found that adding a slice of lemon or a few cucumber slices to my water makes it more enjoyable, which encourages me to drink more. What about during meals? Do you have any hydration tips?
I usually drink water with meals, but I've also started drinking herbal teas. They're hydrating and offer a variety of health benefits depending on the ingredients. What's your take on hydration and its impact on energy levels?
It's huge. I notice a significant drop in energy when I'm not properly hydrated. I try to drink water steadily throughout the day rather than waiting until I'm thirsty, which is usually a sign that you're already dehydrated. Do you monitor your water intake in any way?
Yes, I use a hydration app that tracks how much water I drink each day. It's a great reminder, especially on busy days when it's easy to forget to drink enough. How do you balance hydration with other beverages, like coffee or tea?
I'm mindful of how much caffeine I consume since it can be dehydrating. I make it a point to drink extra water if I've had coffee or a caffeinated tea. It's all about finding balance.
Mindful eating is another aspect of a healthy lifestyle that's often overlooked. It's not just about what you eat, but how you eat. How do you practice mindful eating, Thomas?
I've learned to slow down and really savor my food. It's easy to eat quickly, especially when you're busy, but taking the time to enjoy each bite makes a big difference. What about you, Jennifer?
I try to focus on my food when I'm eating, no distractions like TV or phones. It helps me pay attention to hunger and fullness cues so I don't overeat. How has mindful eating affected your relationship with food?
It's been transformative. I've developed a greater appreciation for food and the effort that goes into preparing it. I also find that I'm more satisfied with smaller portions when I eat mindfully. Do you have any tips for someone new to mindful eating?
Start by eliminating distractions during meals. Take a few deep breaths before you start eating to help you relax and focus. It can also help to put your utensils down between bites to slow down the pace.
Those are great tips. I also recommend paying attention to the flavors and textures of your food. It enhances the eating experience and makes meals more enjoyable. How do you incorporate mindful eating into your daily routine?
I make it a point to eat at least one meal a day mindfully, usually breakfast. It sets a positive tone for the rest of the day and helps me stay present and focused.
Consistency is key when it comes to maintaining healthy habits. It's not about doing something perfectly, but about doing it regularly. How do you maintain consistency in your healthy lifestyle, Jennifer?
For me, it's all about building routines. I try to make healthy choices automatic by integrating them into my daily schedule. For example, I work out at the same time every day and plan my meals ahead of time. It takes the guesswork out of it. How do you stay consistent, Thomas?
I'm a big believer in starting small. Instead of trying to overhaul everything at once, I focus on establishing one habit at a time. Once that habit is solid, I add another. It makes the process less overwhelming. Have you faced challenges in staying consistent?
Absolutely. Life can get in the way, travel, work, or just feeling tired. But I've learned to be kind to myself when I slip up. The important thing is to get back on track as soon as possible, rather than giving up altogether. How do you handle setbacks?
I've found that a setback doesn't define my progress. I remind myself that one missed workout or one unhealthy meal isn't the end of the world. It's about the overall pattern, not individual moments. How do you motivate yourself to keep going, even when it's tough?
I focus on my why, the reasons I want to be healthy, whether it's for my energy levels, my mental clarity, or my long-term well-being. Keeping that in mind helps me push through on days when motivation is low. What's your go-to strategy for staying motivated?
I use a reward system. When I stick to my habits for a certain period, I reward myself with something I enjoy, like a new book or a relaxing day off. It gives me something to look forward to and reinforces the positive behavior.
Having a support system can make a huge difference in maintaining healthy habits. How has social support played a role in your journey, Thomas?
It's been crucial. Having friends who share similar goals keeps me accountable and motivated. We check in with each other regularly and celebrate each other's successes. How about you, Jennifer?
I agree. Social support is so important. I found that being part of a community, whether it's an exercise group or a healthy eating club, provides both accountability and inspiration. We're all in it together, which makes the journey more enjoyable. How do you stay connected with your support network?
I stay connected through regular meetups, either in person or virtually. We share tips, encourage each other, and sometimes even engage in friendly competition. It adds a fun and social element to what could otherwise feel like a solo effort. How do you encourage others to join you on the journey to a healthier lifestyle?
I lead by example. When people see the positive changes in me, they often get curious and want to join in. I'm always open to sharing what's worked for me and supporting others in finding what works for them. Do you have any advice for someone looking to build a support network? I suggest starting with 1 or 2 people who share similar goals. It doesn't have to be a large group sometimes. The most effective support comes from just a couple of committed friends. And don't be afraid to reach out and ask for support. People are often happy to help. That's great advice. Remember, we don't have to do it all alone. Having someone to share the journey with can make all the difference in sticking with healthy habits. Positive thinking can have a profound impact on your health and well-being. It's not just about being optimistic, but about cultivating a mindset that supports your goals. How do you practice positive thinking, Thomas?
I make it a point to start my day with a positive affirmation or by focusing on something I'm grateful for. It sets a positive tone for the day and helps me stay focused on the good, even when challenges arise. What about you, Jennifer?
I'm a big believer in the power of gratitude. I keep a gratitude journal where I write down 3 things I'm thankful for every day. It shifts my focus away from what's not going well and towards what is. Have you noticed a difference in your health since adopting a positive mindset?
Definitely. I find that I'm less stressed and more resilient when I approach life with a positive mindset. It's not about ignoring problems, but about facing them with a sense of hope and determination. How do you maintain positivity during tough times?
It's not always easy, but I try to remind myself that challenges are temporary and that I have the strength to overcome them. I also lean on my support system, friends, family, and even mindfulness practices like meditation. How do you stay positive when things get tough?
I focus on what I can control and try to let go of what I can't. It's also helpful to take a step back and put things in perspective. Sometimes what seems overwhelming in the moment isn't as big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. Do you have any advice for cultivating a positive mindset?
Start small. You don't have to be positive all the time, but try to find something good in each day. Surround yourself with positive influences, whether it's people, books, or even uplifting music. And remember, it's a practice it takes time to develop, but the benefits are worth it.
Stress is a part of life, but how we manage it can make all the difference in our health. What are some of your go-to strategies for managing stress, Jennifer?
I've found that regular exercise is one of the best ways to manage stress. It helps me release tension and clear my mind. I also practice deep breathing exercises when I feel overwhelmed. How about you, Thomas?
Exercise is a big one for me too, but I also rely on mindfulness practices like meditation. It helps me stay present and not get caught up in worries about the future. I also make sure to get enough sleep, as lack of rest can amplify stress. Do you find that certain activities help you unwind?
Definitely. I love spending time in nature. It's incredibly calming and helps me put things in perspective. I also enjoy reading or listening to music as a way to relax. How do you create a stress-free environment at home?
I try to keep my living space organized and clutter-free. A clean, peaceful environment helps me feel more relaxed. I also make sure to take breaks throughout the day to step away from work and recharge. What about you, Jennifer?
I do the same. I also use aromatherapy. Essential oils like lavender or eucalyptus can create a calming atmosphere. It's all about creating a space that feels like a sanctuary. How do you stay calm in high-pressure situations?
I focus on my breathing and try to stay grounded in the present moment. I also remind myself that I've handled difficult situations before and that I can do it again. It's about staying centered and not letting the situation control you.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's conversation on healthy lifestyle habits. We've covered a lot of ground, from diet and exercise to managing stress and staying positive.
Absolutely. Jennifer, remember, it's about finding what works best for you and making small, sustainable changes that can lead to big results over time.
We hope you found our discussion helpful and that you can take away some practical tips to incorporate into your daily life.
Thanks for joining us today. Keep focusing on your health, stay motivated, and remember that every small step counts.
We'll be back with another episode soon, so don't forget to tune in. Until then, take care and stay healthy.
Bye for now.